Hey, we in here. Can y'all hear me? We on the road, man. Mobile plug in the building. Mobile plug in the building. What it do, H Buster? What it do, Yosemite? What's up, Bree? La la. What we doing, man? Y'all double tap the screen on the way in. Let me know, is my audio good? Is my audio good? We finna get into it. I got this woman talking up here, but she ain't talking. Let me pause her. Let me make sure the audio good, man. Y'all say, yeah, the audio good. What's up, Lori? Oh, man. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing tonight, chat? I want to know, America first tonight. What's going on with our leader? And we got our leaders. And we got Candace doubling down, man. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. We got an action-packed episode from the vehicle tonight, man. What we got on the lineup, man? We're going to talk about Candace. Also, we got this lady who went to McDonald's, said she couldn't find one employee that spoke English, so she called ICE and filled out a form. Also, we got a small business owner following at somebody home on the bus that stole from them. We got Amazon drivers tripping. What else we got, chat? JD Vance taking the tough questions out there. We got JD Vance taking the tough questions, and we're gonna get into a couple of those Candace episodes. I know I've been gone all week, so I haven't watched her last 3 episodes if you count today, but we'll catch up on a couple of them, hang out for a minute, you know what I'm saying, have a good time, because y'all know it is Mobile Plug in the building. Mobile Plug in the building, you know what I'm saying. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. Thank you, Laurie. Thank you, Laurie, for your continued support. Y'all ready, chat? I don't care if you far left, far right, liberal, conservative, Marxist, fascist, alien, NPC. Get your ass in. We finna have a conversation tonight. Call your auntie, uncle, and your cousin. Tell them plug live, and he running his mouth, man. We are gonna open the phone lines up tonight. Hopefully we'll get to them a little bit earlier tonight, getting the phone lines open. Lala, you got them plain lays ready? Where that baby go there? We intro mode. If it'll play.
I told my niggas to mark my word, I guarantee that I'm next. I got the arms of a bodybuilder from the way that I flex. Might just hit the strip just to go blow me a check. They know what the fuck I'm on. They say they ain't got some of the best gas, they call it Southern Joy. Chain on chain and ice on ice like Adam Sandler, I'm water boy. I know I'm all in the head. Bad bitch laying in my bed. Wait till I give her a spray. I'm a master with the head. Don't let these social fool you, these nigga broke, I know that they ain't bought it. Ain't got no car but talking shit. Okay, then little walkie talkie. I told that bitch to come home. I ain't got time for no bitch that's healing. Talk to blood, she called me daddy. And I'm screaming out no D. I'ma make sure that she come. I'ma fuck her good with my tongue. I know the night is still young. So baby, let's get it in. I know just how she like it tonight. She spicy, she added a friend. They ain't identical, but they fuck alike. So in the bed, I call them twin. I call them twin. Bed, I call them twin. Bitch, and shoot a shoot. 1 + 1 that equal 2. What you tryna do? Go back for back, check a swoop for swoop. Either way it go, I'm on. Either way it go, I'm gone. Brody them just got like 100 on me, they tryna get them gone. What you call it, that wet? What's the name? And he put it in his song. Brody them got the purest powder, it's pink, you know this shit is strong. No diddy. I'm the type of nigga that turn my bitch up in each city. Brody cut out, we sellin' brain, we hit the gritty. I'm feeling like a baby, I'm tryna get that milk up out them titties. It's no question who young and the latest. If you want your bitch, then when she talking, hear her. If I want the bitch, I'm going Pittsburgh. Still her. I keep some on the side, I don't have trust in just the main bitch. Suck me up while I'm driving like damn, I'll die by this lane switch. Shit, different type of free, so we ain't never got a tussle. Throw it back like Miss London, and some of your life be hustle. Yeah, she my little porn star.
Oh, man, double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What it do, Shell Mobile Plug is in the building. Gito, what it do? Nah, this ain't the new studio, man. We mobile plug in the building. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the road right now. I did a live stream earlier where I showed y'all the remodel on the property that I'm working on. I got to do a bathroom remodel and a full bathroom remodel, and then I got to update the kitchen. So that's why I haven't been live the last couple of days. I've been dealing with some IRL stuff. I did an IRL stream earlier. I showed the people the woods where I'm from, you know, the area, what it looks like. I told y'all I'm from the woods. I'm from the woods for real. But yeah, and I showed some of the update that we're doing over there at the property. But double tap the screen, shut a live out chat. We're gonna get straight into it. I hope everybody's having a great night. CC, what it do, man? This lady right here says she got a federal indictment, I believe, because of the ICE protest. She has been federally indicted. Let's hear from her.
I'm running for Congress in the 9th District of Illinois, and the Department of Justice is charging 6 people, including myself, with federal crimes for exercising our First Amendment rights near ICE's Broadview Processing Center. This is a political prosecution and a gross attempt to silence dissent, a right protected under the First Amendment. This case is a major push by the Trump administration to criminalize protest and punish anyone who speaks out against them. That's why I'm going to fight these unjust charges, but I need your help to do it. As I and others have exercised our First Amendment rights, ICE has hit, dragged, thrown, shot with pepper balls, and tear gassed hundreds of protesters, simply because we had the gall to say that masked men coming into our communities, abducting our neighbors, and terrorizing us cannot be our new normal. And because Chicago doesn't back down from bullies in masks who tear gas our neighborhoods, this administration has resorted to weaponizing the federal justice system to scare us into silence. But we're not going to be silent. The Trump administration wants you to be afraid of speaking out against it and its anti-democratic power grabs. And there are plenty of reasons to be afraid right now, but we have to overcome that fear. This case targets our rights to protest, speak freely, and associate with anyone who disagrees with the government. And while we have seen the unhinged and unlawful tactics this administration has used against the American public, it's important to remember they're doing this because they are scared. They are wrong. And they know political prosecution.
Oh, shit. My bad, chat. But the woman saying that they doing this because they're wrong. Did y'all hear about Kristi Noem and all of them going to like the top military hideouts? Well, not hideouts, but they're going to like, they're not at the White House anymore. They're at the top military, places. They're saying that they're getting ready for something big to happen because all of the big people in Trump's, administration, the big names have kind of gone into quote unquote hiding at the military bases. Thank you, CC, for the $10 super chat. Thank you, Big Niche, for the jewels. I appreciate y'all for y'all continued support. Thank y'all, man. Let's see what finish the rest of what she's saying.
In unlawful tactics this administration has used against the American public, it's important to remember they're doing this because they are scared. They are wrong. And they know they are on the wrong side of history. We cannot diminish ourselves in the face of these attacks. That's why we have to unite and stand up for humanity, our rights, and everyone terrorized by Trump's lawless secret police. You'll be hearing regular updates directly from me about this case and how we can use our constitutional rights to resist authoritarianism. And as scary as all of this is, I have spent my career fighting America's backslide into fascism. I'm not going to stop now, and I hope you won't either.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. You said they stopped federal and social services? Hell yeah, man. That is wild. All right, chat, we're going to keep it pushing, moving on pretty fast pace so we can get into the long forms tonight. This is Anna calling out somebody for taking that $7,000 from Israel, man. Y'all know I did a video on Anna the other day. She said her dog and her husband got attacked by some lady that was real dangerous. Y'all should go check that out. But let's see what Anna's talking about right here.
$7,000 per post. I know I've seen that happen a lot with you, Emily, and you were also at that meeting with influencers. So what's the reality of the situation?
I'll speak on behalf of myself and honestly on behalf of the government a little bit here, the Israeli government. They target influencers who agree with the cause and then recruit us for meetings like what you saw with Bibi for messaging. With that being said, I can safely say the government's not funding any influencer. With all due respect, I don't think it's completely accurate to say that influencers aren't getting paid, because let me tell you, by the government. Wait, they offer that money to me, and I sent you the exact email, let me pull it up. The Consulate General of Israel, okay, wrote me an email offering to pay me to go to Israel. They would pay all my expenses and also pay me, and then they offered to give me a spot for my guest. I shot that down. I declined because it didn't sit right with me. This is about a year ago, okay? If tomorrow I got bankrolled by Israel, I am already pro-Israel. Why can't I be paid for that? Are you registered as a foreign agent under FARA? No, but they're paying me for a service. I work there. You should be registering under FARA.
She just went from not being paid to now she's saying, but they're paying me.
Paying me for a service. I work there. You should be registering under FARA.
Crazy. So is she getting paid or is she not getting paid, man? All right, chat, man, we're going to keep moving on. How do y'all feel about those influencers? Should they have to register under FAR? Yes or no in the chat. Should they have to register under FAR? Man, we're going to keep it pushing. This lady right here had the bright idea to go steal out of the damn store, get in her video, and show us all the shit she stole. I don't know, chat. Some of these people just behoove me. Like, woman, you went and stole at the store because you were needy, but you got on your phone, either on Wi-Fi or cellular data, and uploaded a video inside of your car that's probably running outside of your house and showed us what you stole. Yeah, you showed us what you stole. That's crazy. You should have kept that to yourself, little woman.
So, they wanted $7 for this. Mind you, I don't have food stamps anymore. They cut me off. So I only had $22 left.
Thank you, Leland.
So this.
Thank you, Leland, for the super chat. Y'all get Leland some flames on that super chat. And thank you for your continued support, Leland.
Okay, they wanted $9 for this. I said, oh, I don't got $9. Then they wanted $2 for this. They wanted, sorry, it's all fucked up because it's been in my purse. $7 for this. I'm making some stuffed salmon today. These are needed. I'm not paying $7 for that. Okay, let me show you the most important thing to me. Short ribs. Take off the label so that you don't beep. Get your fucking meat. How many do you think that I got? How many short ribs is that? And can I be real? More y'all bitch ass niggas should have started taking shit from the motherfucking corporations a long time ago. Y'all just didn't have that shit.
I'll pass. I got caught stealing at Walmart when I was young and changed my life, Chad. Sent me on a different direction when it came to messing with them corporations. Man, I will pass. She say more you bitch ass niggas need to go steal. I guess she just calling me a bitch ass nigga. 'Cause I'ma leave them folks alone with they shit.
Fucking bones. Get out there and get in the motherfucking field like I told you. Everything out here is yours. Whether or not you take it, they call that shit free will. I call that shit eminent domain.
I call that shit stealing.
You know what I'm saying? One thing I learned from the white men, take it! Hey, now! Take it! I don't give a fuck who's already sitting there. I don't give a fuck if your land was already established. Bitch, it's mine now, and I want it. That is what we should be preaching in the land to the fucking masses. Act more like a white man. Take it for yourself, bitch, and you won't be worried about who don't got it. You see what I'm saying? Get out there and radish. Last but not least, go in that church and infiltrate. Don't be stupid. Get in there. Ask them for some rent money. Ask them for some help. You've been tithing. Say your lights is off. You need a stipend. You need some food. Go to the church. Ask for help. If the pastor don't help you out, blast them on social media. Quickest way to fuck up the church's money is ask for some. Go do it. See what you get. Report back to a real bitch. Let me know. If the church doesn't help you after all those tithes you gave, well, go ask for your tithes back. See if they can give you a donation form and they can just redonate your money back to you. See if they can do that. If they can't, I want you to come back under this post and give me the reason why they said they cannot reimburse you back the money you and your family have given to them for years. Also, why they can't help you. Let me know.
Yeah, I ain't partaking, man. I'm gonna let her have that one, chat. I'm gonna leave them folks alone at the store and the church. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave their ass alone. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just leave their ass alone.
What?
I live here, man.
Who are you?
I don't need to tell you who I am.
No.
All right, this a drunk Karen. She won't let this man buzz into his neighborhood. I haven't seen this clip, but I can imagine what's finna go on. She probably finna get a little belligerent with him, ask him who he knows over here and shit. That's kind of what, you know what I'm saying, goes on in these situations.
Man,
I'm on the board.
I don't care.
I don't care. You drive over here like a bat out of hell. You drive in, you drive out. Get in whatever you. Fuck you. So ridiculous. We have dogs, we have people, and you don't even care.
Okay.
So disrespectful.
Have a good evening.
Why don't you be white, won't you?
Getting home and
Why don't you be white, won't you?
driving to my neighborhood. The street to get into my neighborhood is very, very dark. And so I saw somebody kind of like jumping up and down and waving their hands as I was driving down the street. It's I drive pretty slow. So I was like, doing that? Like, why are they waving their hands so hard? So anyway, I went into my community, but I thought, man, Isaac, somebody could be having a medical emergency. Something could be wrong. If that was you, you would want somebody to go check on you. So I left my community. As soon as I got out of the community, I was approached by this woman just yelling profanity at me. And so that's why I said, let me go home, turn right back into my community. And I said, let me put my camera out because I just want to make sure that I'm safe and record any exchange that I have with this person because I don't know if they live there or not. They were not inside my community. So I just proceeded to record the conversation and then go home after that.
She said, why don't you be white? Why don't you be white? Why don't you? Damn. Damn. Listen, chat. Damn. Alright, this dude right here is, hold on. Let me see if I can zoom this motherfucker in. Can I zoom it in? Alright, they ain't gonna let me zoom it in. But alright, man, this is the police, man. This is an undercover police in the hood, man, and he trying to use Jesus. He trying to use Jesus to get some arrest. So I want to know, chat, is that wrong to y'all? Is him using Jesus' name to get to try to secure an arrest? Is that wrong to y'all?
How's it going?
Shit, cool. What's up with you?
Just loving the weather, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice
God
out
bless
this
you,
day.
man.
What you doing out here?
Oh, I'm just spreading the good word, man.
Oh, you from the church?
Yeah.
What church?
Jesus Christ.
The Church of Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
What's the name of your church?
Oh, well, Christians don't have churches.
Oh, you a nomad.
No Christian.
Yeah, I know you're a Christian, but you a nomad. You just go all around just spreading the word.
Well, that's what Christians do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What's your name? What's your
Oh,
name?
I don't share my name.
You don't share your name?
No.
So you just walk around telling people about Jesus, but you don't share your name?
You got the perfect outfit on today, man.
Nah, he's spreading the word of Jesus. You ain't tell me nothing about Jesus yet.
Thank you, Big Niche.
Nah,
Unless you talking about the black Jesus.
nah, he's spreading the word of Jesus.
You better be the black Jesus.
But he ain't tell me nothing about Jesus. He ain't tell me nothing about Jesus yet, sir.
You have a good day, man.
This TikTok. I'm on TikTok. You on TikTok.
I've never had a TikTok.
Tell him about Jesus. Tell them about Jesus. You said you was telling them.
I don't tell.
Man, this man is talking about, so he out here with the church. He talking about Jesus. He asked him his name. He's like, I don't tell my name. Well, you out here talking about Jesus, but you don't want to tell your name? He said, matter of fact, you ain't told me about Jesus yet. He said, well, tell me about Jesus. Tell TikTok about Jesus.
TikTok. It's cool though if you want videos.
No, I'm just saying. You said. How did you end up right here though? I know. That's what I've been trying to tell them on TikTok and Facebook. This is a beautiful spot. You hear me? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It sounds like you full of shit. It sounds like you full of shit. Hey, he said that like something went down, everybody gone. How you know it even be people up here? You ain't from around here.
I come here to buy my weed.
No, you don't. You a fucking lie. You is a fucking lie. Don't you ever say no shit like that.
Surprised when you see them recognize.
I know. You a liar. You a liar. And you.
He said I come buy my weed from over here. He did all of that. Didn't say nothing about Jesus. Went straight to the weed, man. Like, look, man, I'm over here preaching to God. You know what? Look, I came over here because I buy my weed from over here. Ain't nobody over here today, man. Thank you, Essence. Thank you, Big Niche. You said drink water. I look ashy. How about you hold my nuts, you punk bitch? Who are you, Teresa? Fuck you, Teresa.
What's your professor, little white?
You know.
I got some Vaseline over here. Since I look ashy, bitch, I'm finna look greasy. You fell in the right live tonight. I'll cut your ass out. I got some lotion, matter of fact. Talking about I'm ashy, ho. Cut your ass up. Thank you, Lori.
You know exactly what he is.
I'm a black motherfucker. I'm a black motherfucker. You a
Hey, TikTok. Hey, TikTok. Hey, yo. I hope you up here investigating that motherfucking security guard shooting that gun at these motherfuckers up here. I hope that's what you up here investigating.
Security guard with a gun?
Yeah. Hey, yo.
Bet I don't look ashy no more. Bet I don't look ashy no more. And I got some water. Why you playing? But I'm finna finish my Baja Blast first.
Yo, this motherfucker said.
Thank you, Lori.
Up here today. Anybody up here?
Hey, you know you remind me of?
This shit gonna get 1 million fucking views, dog. Yeah. Let me get out your way. Hey, let me get out your way. He said he's spreading the word of Jesus. Hey, you ain't tell me nothing about Jesus yet. Hey, officer, where you going? Hey, yeah, this shit gonna get 1 million fucking views, dog. Hey, yo. I ain't never seen no police get on the bus, dog. Hey, yo. This motherfucker just...
I'm doing good, useless.
Hey, he didn't pay to get on the bus. Hey, that police ain't paid to get on the bus, man. Hey, that police ain't paid to get on the bus, y'all.
Hey, you didn't pay to get on it either.
Serving Jesus, bitch. We know you the police. Look at his dumb ass. I got his dumb ass. Hey, yeah. Dummy shit, boy.
Do y'all think that was the police, chat? Yes or no? Yes or no, chat? Do y'all think that guy was a cop? Or was he just scared? All right, so small business owners, you know what I'm saying, are going crazy right now. They're tired of people stealing from their businesses. They heard about y'all saying that y'all was finna go steal from Walmart and Wawa's and Target and shit. And the small business owners are not bullshit. They not playing no more. They not playing. Look at this small business owner.
Guys, okay, so this raggedy ass bitch just came into Erotic and stole from my store. Okay, stop. Don't touch me. And we're going to follow her to her house because she said she's going to pay for it there. Right? Yes. Okay. So, enjoy the ride, and we'll let you know where she lives. Let's play a game called Look in the Thief's Purse. So let's see what she has. Stop. Oh, she also took a skirt, Justin. Did you see that? What? No. You raggedy bitch.
steal from small businesses, Okie.
Damn, chat, do y'all feel like she handled that situation correctly? Was she right or wrong for handling that situation like that? Followed her ass, man, till they got off the bus and had the police pull up on her, man. Went in that woman purse, dug in her shit. Dug in her purse, man. I ain't digging in no purses, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's about the purse. I leave them motherfuckers alone, man. I don't even like when somebody tell me, hey, grab this out of my purse. I'm just gonna hand you the whole purse. I ain't going in no purse, man. That's just how I was raised. All right, well, this woman said she went to a McDonald's and nobody over there spoke English, so she called ICE on the whole damn business and filled out a form, and she said, fuck everybody who thinks she's wrong. I want to know how y'all feel about this.
Today was my first time.
All right, she didn't say fuck everybody who thinks she wrong. She didn't say that. I ad-libbed it. I ad-libbed it.
ICE. I went to McDonald's this morning. The menu screen was broken. So I was like, the menu screen is broken. And she said, do you want a number 2? I said, no, ma'am. I'm just letting you know that the menu screen is broken. She said, do you want a number 2? I said, do you understand me? I said the menu screen is broken. Okay, you want a 2? Well, just pull around. So I'm like, oh my God, this lady don't understand nothing that I'm saying. So when I pulled around to the window, I said, the menu screen back there is broken. She said, oh, you don't want a number 2? And I'm like, why does she keep saying number 2? I'm trying to tell her that the menu screen is broken. I said, well, let me just talk to your manager. Because now at this point, I'm just like, you really don't understand, right? There's no miscommunication here. You don't understand English. So she says, hold on. And then this dude walks from, I was like, I'm just trying to let her know that the menu screen back there is broken. He was like, the menu screen? I said, yeah, the screen with the menu that's food on it. I said, it's broken. He said, the menu screen? I said, oh, so you don't understand anything that I'm saying either? I said, are you a manager? I said, does anybody in here speak English?
All right, today, credit, it's kind of hard to read her lips. Like, she don't move her mouth a lot when she talk, you know what I'm saying? She kind of talk like, you know what I'm saying, not a lot of moving her mouth, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of, you know what I'm saying? She talk like this a little bit. So it's kind of hard to read her lips.
They looked at me like I was crazy. I mean, so I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to call ICE on you motherfuckers. I said, because there's no way that all you guys is in here working and you can't understand what I'm saying. And the only thing you keep saying is, do I want a number 2? Soon as I said that, you should have seen how fast that lady closed that window and locked it, and they both moved away where you couldn't see them no more. So yeah, I called ICE, and I filled out a form too. All these little fast food joints, they got all these people working in them. These franchises during COVID, they brought their people over here on these work visas. And they don't understand a lick of motherfucking English. And all them jobs like McDonald's and all that, that's where our youth used to work at. Now they got these grown-ass motherfuckers in here taking these jobs from these kids, and they don't even understand English. I'm sorry, but most applications ask for experience. So where are they getting experience from if they can't even speak fucking English? That experience should be going to our American kids. ICE, come on, to Washington State. Please come to Washington State, and it's not just Latinos. It's Latinos, it's Africans, and it's these Indians from India. These 3 groups, they need to get a check on them. Are migrating here, and then once they get here, they're not fulfilling their work visas. They're not even learning how to speak English, and half of them is illegals. So come on, ICE, come to Washington State. It's time to clean up house, because Patty Murray, Cantwell, and Bob Ferguson, they're Marxists. They're socialists. Patty Murray has added on 36, has been in office 36 years. It's time for these people to go. So please, if Trump, get this to Trump, because it's time for y'all to come to Washington. It's not just Portland. It's not just Portland. And don't just go to Seattle, because they've pushed everybody to the suburbs. You guys are going to have to start going to the suburban areas now. When you go to the inner city, go to the entire county, all the surrounding counties, because they pushed them out. So if ICE want to make a good sweep, yeah, don't stick in the inner cities. Start going out a little bit further. Go over to the next city, then the other city, the adjacent cities. Yeah, because that's where you're going to find the ones like this. Yeah, all of them got to go. All of them. Round them all up. Anytime you're going to keep asking me, do I want a number 2?
That pissed her off, Chad. Was she wrong, Chad? Was she wrong for that, Chad? We finna get into the main topic of the episode, man. We're gonna watch this Candace Owens. I'm gonna start on yesterday's episode. We ain't gonna watch the Q&A, but we just gonna get the bits and pieces.
Like life handlers
then
from that moment
go
on.
To today's
Something
episode.
probably takes place. If you go to a little X-Men school and they're seeing how smart you are, or you're a part of some program. I was in Extraordinary Learners as a kid, but I think Charlie was in like a special X-Men school. They probably are monitoring those kids. I actually believe that the reason that we have standardized tests is so that the government can track who is performing above the standard, right? Who's performing above the average slave? We better keep an eye on that one. Just my suspicion, my own personal conspiracy theory. I think when my kids are old enough to do standardized tests, because even when you homeschool, you have to do standardized tests, I'm going to be like, just get like a 70% on a government tracker sent on us. Anyways, I want to jump back into the Turning Point USA story and tell you guys something that's been bothering me about Rob McCoy. Stick on him, other than the fact that he lies and he proclaims to be a pastor, is the fact that less than 36 hours after Charlie died, less than 36 hours, exact time, at 10:34 p.m. Eastern on September 11th, the Turning Point USA Wikipedia received a rather interesting update. Pastor Rob McCoy, who had previously never been featured on the Wikipedia page, somehow got his own heading. Just amazing. Let's check out that fresh entry now. It reads, Rob McCoy and Charlie Kirk founded Turning Point USA Faith, TPUS Faith, together. Along with being a Pentecostal pastor in the Calvary Chapel Association, McCoy is the co-chairman of TPUS Faith. Aligned with the Christian right, McCoy inspired Kirk to amalgamate Christianity and social conservatism. During the COVID-19 pandemic, McCoy was known for speaking out against prohibitions on the holding of in-person church services. Now, the hardest part of being me is that I came up through Turning Point USA, so I just know these lies so quickly, okay? No, Rob McCoy was not the person who inspired Turning Point USA Faith. Actually, anybody could be credited with that. That was like way back in the day at Liberty University, actually. Those pastors, those conversations, I was there for that. Oh, we should do like a faith division, whatever it is. He didn't inspire it. And what's so interesting about that entry is that when you then click it, this is how you know this is absurd. When you click the actual notations that are there, when it says he's the co-founder, what are you talking about? Since when is he the co-founder? And it also says that he was the chairman. When you click it, that article, which they pretend is a note. Hit the 54, Skylar, not 55, okay? That's from November 24th, 2024. That's their justification for saying he was a founder. Nowhere in that article does it say that he's a founder or the chairman. Nowhere. They just put a fake article, a real article that never said this. And they're like, oh, now it's sourced. It's here forever because nobody ever does their homework. And we're Wikipedia, so you can't question this, obviously. And then you can see the second citations that are used. The dates of them, September 10th, September 2025. And spanking new, you guys. Still has tags on it. Less than 36 hours later. Now, you might be thinking, trying to justify that, as I was. You might be rationally wondering, well, look, there was a lot of interest in Turning Point USA following this assassination. Maybe there wasn't any mention of Turning Point Faith at all. And maybe what they did was afterwards, Wikipedia editors went in there and wanted to just break apart every part and speak about Turning Point USA and dedicate more thorough research to the various projects that Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk were working on. So they included a new tab about Turning Point Faith. If you're wondering that, that's fair, but the answer to that musing is no. Actually, there already was a long-standing section on the Wikipedia website regarding Turning Point Faith on Wikipedia. In fact, that section is still available if you just scroll down. And it kind of conflicts with the new section that was added 36 hours later. It makes it clear that Charlie Kirk founded TPUSA Faith alone. Here it is in 2021. Charlie Kirk founded TPUSA Faith, an organization that says it is dedicated to recruit pastors and other church leaders to be active in local and national political issues. The organization promotes a culture war agenda and is intended to attract supporters among religious conservatives. Its activities include faith-based voter drives and educating members on TPUSA core values. Now, you can keep reading here. There's no mention of McCoy. So what this means practically is that when Charlie Kirk was alive, that is what the Wikipedia read. And then he died, and suddenly somebody in the world said, well, what about Rob McCoy? Let's add Rob McCoy, who is not known worldwide. Okay, this is even before the memorial event. So you could maybe go, oh, well, maybe once he hit the stage and said, I'm Charlie's pastor, somebody went in there and added it.
Excellence takes drive.
What the hell is there an ad? Why is there an ad, chat? Let us get to the ad-free version real quick, chat. Let's get to the ad-free version. Y'all bear with me. Be sure to double tap the screen. Share the live out. We are 25 subscribers away from the next
assigned like life handlers from that moment on. Something probably takes place. If you go to a little X-Men school and they're seeing how smart you are, or you're a part of some program. I was in Extraordinary Learners as a kid, but I think Charlie was in like a special X-Men school. They probably are monitoring those kids. I actually believe that the reason that we have standardized tests is so that the government can track who, since when is he the co-founder? And it also says that he was trying to justify that, as I was. You might be rationally wondering, well, look, there was a lot of interest in Turning Point USA following this assassination. Maybe there wasn't any mention of Turning Point Faith at all. And maybe what they did was afterwards, Wikipedia editors went in there and wanted to just break apart every part and speak about Turning Point USA and dedicate more thorough research to the various projects that Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk are working on. So they included a new tab about Turning Point Faith. If you're wondering that, that's fair, but the answer to that musing is no. Actually, there already was a long-standing section on the Wikipedia website regarding Turning Point Faith on Wikipedia. In fact, that section is still available if you just scroll down. And it kind of conflicts with the new section that was added 36 hours later. It makes it clear that Charlie Kirk founded TPUSA Faith.
Hey chat, we 39 subscribers away from 41,000. 39 subscribers away from 41,000, man. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We go live every single day over here. I just took a 2-day break, though.
Phone. Here it is in 2021. Charlie Kirk founded TPUSA Faith, an organization that says it is dedicated to recruit pastors and other church leaders to be active in local and national political issues. The organization promotes a culture war agenda and is intended to attract supporters among religious conservatives. Its activities include faith-based voter drives and educating members on TPUSA core values. Now, you can keep reading here. There's no mention of McCoy. So what this means practically is that when Charlie Kirk was alive, that is what the Wikipedia read. And then he died, and suddenly somebody in the world said, well, what about Rob McCoy? Let's add Rob McCoy, who is not known worldwide. Okay, this is even before the memorial event. So you could maybe go, oh, well, maybe once he hit the stage and said, I'm Charlie's pastor, somebody went in there and added it. I don't know, guys. My question is, who made that update? I was rather instructed to make that update, because I can tell you how it works for big companies. I was actually desperately looking for a text from Charlie because I know he told me that they, Turning Point USA's organization, had found a guy that could help clean up the Wikipedia pages, right? There are people that do this full time, and they're paid by bigger organizations to clean up their Wikipedia pages, because I remember, and I still have the messages when we first had our pages, which were made by Wikipedia editors, and they were horrific. They said terrible things about us. It was like, Candace is a racist, white nationalist, a crazy person who hates BLM, and she hates women, you know, the whole gamut that you're getting right now about me. And we were horrified when we looked at our Wikipedia pages. And then some time passed, and someone within the organization had found a person who could clean up our Wikipedia pages. Charlie told me, and I cannot remember who that individual was. It'll come to me. It will actually come to me. But I'm just interested. Do you guys think that some random person got inspired to include a whole heading of Rob McCoy 36 hours later? What do you guys think? I don't even think they had even yet announced that Erica Kirk was the chairman and the CEO 36 hours later. Like, that seems that early. Less than 36 hours, I should say, to be very clear. Less than 36 hours later. I don't even think Charlie's body had returned back to Arizona. Somebody was dedicated to Rob McCoy lying and claiming, this person who typed this, that he was the founder, the co-founder, Charlie's pastor. No, he wasn't. The founder of TPUS Faith, the inspiration behind TPUS Faith. No, he wasn't. He was one of the advisors put on the board of advisory for TPUS Faith. I know that he gets paid by TPUS Faith, upcoming pastor summits where they're going to teach other Christian Zionist pastors how to use the Bible as a shield for their political ideas. You know, it says right here in the Bible, unfollow Tucker Carlson. Way that we could understand Paul's letter to the Corinthians, other than to unfollow Tucker Carlson. That's the vibe I'm getting, the direction that Turning Point was going into, and Rob McCoy was definitively going to benefit financially from that. Founder? Since when? Anyways, now let's turn our attention to other allies. President Donald Trump. Of course, we have to arrive here because Charlie really loved Donald J. Trump. Okay? He loved him. It is unreal going through my messages to really consider how much he dedicated his entire life to him. And I mean, sleepless nights wanting to ensure that he got elected, re-elected, midterm elections, hitting the ground, wearing a MAGA hat. We were everywhere. I was on fire for Trump too. I really believed in Trump. I really believed that if people could wake up to how quickly the media turned on him, that it could be, you know, this conduit to Black Americans understanding that we're being manipulated. Because my focus was all about Black America, right? And what I can say is that from the very moment that we learned the news that Charlie Kirk had passed, I knew spiritually that we were never going to get the full story from officials, right? Not from officials. I can't explain it. I felt that way. And then when Trump rushed to tweet out that, or social Truth Social out that photo, an AI photo of him and Charlie with the Star of David in the background.
That's crazy.
I knew the investigation into who murdered Charlie Kirk was officially over, right? The officials wanted nothing to do with it because there was nobody more psychotically insistent that people stop asking questions about Charlie's death immediately. I mean, early hours, right? Than the people that are dedicated to the Israel lobby, right? These individuals, if you go back, people that are pro-Israel for whatever reason, were like, do not look any further into this death. In fact, I'll challenge you, do me a favor. Find me just one real life pro-Israel individual who saying that they don't believe that Charlie Kirk was killed by Tyler Robinson. The evidence is overwhelming that Tyler Robinson didn't act alone, that Tyler Robinson didn't fire the shot, that Tyler Robinson didn't use a 30-06. Find me just one person.
All right, chat.
On the day of Charlie.
I'm going to catch that episode later on, man. This today's episode, man. They said she dropped some breaking news. Egyptian military was there. So we finna see what's going on with the Egyptian military.
Nation. And we now need to demand that they publicly release details of who those individuals were and why they were there. This is huge, okay? In other news, Zionists are going crazy like they are every day. They really do not want us investigating Charlie Kirk's murder for some unknown reason. They want us to stop noticing that there are so many issues in the story that they're trying to sell us. And now they're up in arms demanding that Tucker Carlson gets canceled from all future Turning Point USA conferences, and you're never going to guess how they're trying to spin this. Well, you probably will guess. It's anti-Semitism. Welcome back to Candace.
Yeah, Tucker did that interview with Nick Fuentes. We knew that was going to come with some shit. We knew that Tucker doing the interview with Nick Fuentes was going to come with some shit. How is her outfit not conservative?
All right, so while I was away...
She has on a turtleneck, bro. How is that not a conservative outfit? She has on a turtleneck. Like, I don't know how much more conservative you can get than a turtleneck, bro. Like, this is a turtleneck. A turtleneck. She has no hair extensions. She got probably her real nails painted. It's a turtleneck, bro.
I received a rather shocking tip. There were, as I am sure you are aware, some inexplicable flights that were happening that day. And actually, they're not even inexplicable. They could very easily be explained. It's just that the feds are kind of declining to do so. And we don't really have much information about those flights. In particular, there was one flight that had I would say, I describe it as an interesting morning. It was contracted by our military. For whatever reason, this plane departed from the Biggs Army Airfield at 6:13 a.m. That's down in El Paso, Texas, right? And despite the fact that they were heading to Montana, they decided to make an unusual dip at 9:16 a.m. Again, this is in Utah time, okay? We're doing all this in mountain time. They dipped down to just 300 feet above ground over the Provo Airport runway, and they made a loop. I'll show you a screenshot here this is from Flight Radar, so you can see that loop. And again, this is a military plane, a military contracted plane, and we know it's military because it's leaving from a military base, okay? Really interesting thing happening there. Mark, if you want to jump on right now just to describe this for all the women that are listening to this podcast, what we're seeing here with that chart on the bottom.
Happy to provide some next.
Yes, cow neck, uncircumcised sweater, best better, man. We gonna say turtleneck in 5, man. I'm from the woods, man. All of that shit is a turtleneck, man. Cow neck, turtleneck, flare neck, your best bet. All of that shit's the same to me, man. It's a damn turtleneck.
So at the bottom, you can see the altitude and the airspeed of the plane. You see it take off, goes to level flight, and then you see it dip down in the middle there, and that's what we're looking at. The time on there says 3:16 p.m., but that's UTC. That's just the general time for airplanes. So you go back minus 6 hours to give you Utah time, so that gives us 9:16 a.m. And then it goes back up and then continues to Montana.
So it continued on to Kalispell, Montana, and then it lands for just under an hour before it again departs back for Texas. Once again, on its return trip, it dips again to just over 300 feet over the Provo Airport runway. We're going to show you that again. That this is from Flight Radar. That dip, I should tell you, because there has been a lot of speculation about it online. That took place approximately 26 minutes after Charlie was assassinated. So that dip took place 26 minutes after. And then the plane went back home, or back to the home base in El Paso. Now, it's possible, just to be fair here, that the plane was running a military training exercise that morning. Maybe they were training a new pilot on how to make a fake landing or something. I really don't know. But this flight path did indeed happen. We can confirm that. And it has been accurately reported that the plane is owned by a certain LaSalle, LASAI LLC, regarding which there haven't been any more details provided because this has not exactly been the most transparent administration as they claimed they were going to be. The second mysterious flight, which was well reported on at the time, I would say this was the most reported upon flight, again, by the public, and which eventually created so much pressure that it warranted a response from one of the owners of the plane, who was Derek Maxfield. He's married to Shalane Maxfield. The two of them, they're a billionaire couple from Utah. They run a human sex trafficking charity. There's a lot of human sex trafficking charities in Utah. And I should let you guys know that they are not the only owners of that plane, by the way. Someone who didn't hit internet radar, who also co-owns that plane with them, is a person named Casey Baugh, Baugh. Now, I'm mentioning Casey Baugh because I found it when I was researching interesting that Casey Baugh has his name on an institute at UVU, the Baugh Entrepreneurship Institute, which operates out of the Woodbury Business Building. Okay, I was like, whoa. When we didn't know any details, I was thinking like, hey, did this person let somebody onto the rooftop? But, of course, now we know that Tyler Robinson was not on the Woodbury building or on campus at all, for that matter. So Casey Baugh is not a suspect for having provided him access in any way. But I will say that the Baugh-Maxfield plane, I'm going to take you through what that was doing. It caught a ton of attention because the plane departed from Provo, Utah at 1:20 p.m. local time. In theory, then, of course, yes, a person could have shot Charlie Kirk, went straight to the airport, and then took off on a private plane. And why this got even more attention was because they seemingly turned their transponder off. That alarmed the public. Why is this plane terminating their transponder? Why don't we know? Why can't we see more data happening on this plane, right? Being collected from this plane. So obviously, this couple, Derek and Shalane Maxfield, were feeling the heat, and they issued a statement the following day, sometime in the afternoon, about 3 o'clock on September 11th. And they said that contrary to a lot of the online conspiracies that were taking shape, the plane was actually empty when it departed Provo en route to Arizona, where he and some of his friends were picked up, and they returned home to Provo, okay? Some people thought, did they pick up, like, Turning Point USA people and return back? We don't know at all, actually, who was on that flight manifest. In theory, it's not really our business, but of course, given this high-profile assassination, it feels like everything should be our business. Anyways, here's what he said specifically. I'm going to read his statement in its entirety for good measure. He wrote, Shalane and I join our community, our state, and our nation in mourning the death of Charlie Kirk, and we pray for his family and loved ones during this difficult and tragic time. His death and the way that it occurred was both horrifying and senseless. We pray that the extensive efforts by law enforcement to locate Mr. Kirk's killer will be swift and successful. No, it has not been. As often happens, unfortunately, in the wake of such terrifying and public events, a variety of baseless theories and suspicions around Mr. Kirk's murder immediately took hold on social media, including one that has unfairly impacted our family. To set the record straight, we provide the following facts. Yesterday at 1:20 p.m. Mountain Time, a private aircraft owned by one of our companies with the tail number N888KG departed the Provo Airport for Page, Arizona. Pursuant to a pre-scheduled flight plan, occupants at takeoff included 2 pilots and no passengers. That tail number arrived at Page, Arizona Airport at approximately 1:55 p.m. Mountain Time. At 12:55 p.m. local time, upon arrival, Derek Maxfield, boarded that plane along with 7 additional passengers for the return trip to Provo. We departed that PGA Airport in Arizona at approximately 1:40 and arrived at PVU at approximately 3:15 p.m. Mountain Time. Radar services with air traffic control were terminated in mutual agreement between Denver FAA Center and N888KG, approximately 10 miles from landing at PGA, which is consistent with generally accepted standard practice when flying in and out of non-towered airports like PGA. N888KG pilots followed all FAA requirements and protocols, tower directions, and the predetermined flight plan. This round trip was made at my request and solely for my purposes. Any suggestion that the flights by N888KG yesterday are in any way connected to the tragic shooting of Mr. Kirk is inaccurate, false, and without any credible basis of any kind. To our knowledge, no one associated with yesterday's flight by N888KG has been contacted by law enforcement for any reason. Then they just say, we ask that you just focus on bringing Charlie Kirk to justice, the murder of Charlie Kirk, finding some justice in that. Okay, so a couple of interesting things. He admits that the services were terminated, but in compliance with law, so they didn't break the law when they did that at all. And what I can tell you is that I had a flurry of pilots that were working on getting details on that flight manifest, confirming its landing, etc. A little bit weird. They were saying that it was unusual, that the stuff that was pretty standard protocol, the feds seemed to be guarding. Very strange. Now, I'm not saying this to implicate Derek Maxfeld or Shalane Maxfeld at all. In fact, that's why I wanted to read their statement in their entirety. But I am telling you, the feds were guarding this just like they were guarding the Dairy Queen. It was weird. Even airport personnel had been instructed to lie, actually. The situation was therefore not routine. And if you haven't caught on, I'm not really here for all of these extraordinary anomalies that just keep happening, right? Information is power. We want the information so we can dispel the rumor. I don't see any reason, by the way, Derek and Shalane, if you want to reach out to me and tell me personally who was on the manifest, and I can just say, and I actually haven't offered you that until this moment, I would be glad to dispel all the rumors and innuendo. If the feds are telling the airport to lie for some reason, there was one person who said they were supposed to land at Millionaire FBO, but then suddenly they shifted to another FBO and things were weird. I would be happy to clear up everything for you in a way that makes sense, and it could genuinely be because the government is so inefficient. Major point that I want to make here is that anomaly that has happened is this kind of foreign angle. Like right away, they just got out in front of it and were like, there's nothing to see here. And we discovered, and I broke the story, that there was actually a third plane, which I found to be quite odd. I reported on it, and the Zionists immediately seemed...
So this is what she's saying. She did all of that to build up to this. They're saying that there were some Egyptian military soldiers out there around the area, I believe.
Too panicked, right? They issued what I describe as a false debunking regarding the point that I was making. What they do in circumstances like that is when you say something that's really big, they focus on something really small and inconsequential, like an error that you made, and I did make, in terms of time zones. And they go, oh, well, this has been debunked, right? It's been completely debunked. You saw this in the Brigitte case. She started going after people for defamation, not people that wasn't attacking them for the substance of the claim that you were born male, because she was, but rather she goes after them like she's going after me for saying, oh, well, actually, you're saying I stole my sister's ID, and that's a crime, so I'm going to sue you for that. And then the media runs with it and says, oh, this has been debunked. Nothing is being debunked. And when they do that, when they focus on that, you know they're hiding something, okay? When they focus on something that's totally inconsequential, a minor mistake that you make, they're hiding something. So I reported that on the day of Charlie Kirk's assassination, an Egyptian Air Force plane took off from Provo, Utah airport. I reported that, even more curiously, that Egyptian military plane had previously only ever been to the United States twice in that past year, and both times it was in the lead-up, in the weeks leading up to Charlie Kirk's assassination. Okay, here is that plane. The tail number you can see here is SUBTT, and this is a screenshot again from flight radar. Now, of course, when I pointed out that this foreign military plane arrived on September 4th, so 6 days before, into Provo, Utah, and departed 6 days later on September 10th, they ignored the huge substance of this, which is why is this Egyptian military plane here in the middle of Utah. Instead, they said, oh, she made a time zone mistake, like as if I'm on flight radar every day, accustomed to reading the data here. Yeah, I thought that I was looking at mountain time, like local time on flight radar. As Mark just explained, no, they do it according to universal time. Okay, big deal. Like actually, big deal. And I saw that the one random Twitter user that caught that mistake.
Yes, Christy, I'm in the vehicle right now. Yes. What up, Tomcat?
Algorithm, and they made it a trending story. Like, it was like, trending story, this has been debunked. And I was like, I've been telling you guys for a while, the military runs X. Like, not Elon Musk, the military. These are military bots that you're seeing on X. But that was essentially the vibe. Egyptian military plane, don't look over here. We have debunked it. It has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk conspiracy theory because she got the time zone wrong. It was actually, the flight departed a couple of hours earlier than she said.
Thank you, Laurie.
Okay. You know me. That just makes me more curious. Anytime you see a Snopes level debunking, as I like to term it, it means you're onto something. Anyways, I was going through the DCIA tips box, our decentralized intelligence agency tips box, and I found a very interesting email. I'm going to be very careful here to make sure I don't give this person away, but it was someone from a foreign country. They wrote us claiming to have intimate knowledge regarding the flight.
No, I'm not parked at a Wendy's parking lot. I'm in the woods.
And you can take what I'm about to tell you to the bank, okay? In fact, you can even take this as a direct challenge to Kash Patel to dispute what I am going to say. Thus far, have you noticed that no one has done that? Like when I say something, they go, oh, she must be lying. Oh, the screenshots must be fake. This is obviously Charlie didn't say this. Oh, the thing is lying about the Catholic thing. Oh, but nobody's doing any debunking here. Sure, always that I have solid proof of what I am saying before I say it, and that I have been presented with absolute solid proof from this individual who is in proximity to one of the individuals that was aboard this flight, okay? I can now report to you that it is a fact that on 9/4, there were, this was not some dropping by in Utah as they were trying to claim because the plane needed to be serviced, they ran with.
You said you had an air show? Hell yeah. That's what's up. No, I'm not camping right now, Darkin. I'm not camping. I'm working on one of the properties that I got out here right now. So I'm just in the truck, you know what I'm saying? When I'm on the road, I be in the truck so I don't give away my location too much. I don't be needing y'all all of my damn business.
This could have been a routine servicing. I guess there's just no place from Egypt all the way to Utah that an Egyptian military plane can, get a tire changed. This is totally routine, nothing to see here. Well, I'm telling you that for a fact, that plane was carrying military subcontractors. And for a fact, they were dropped off in Provo, okay? That they did not make it back to Cairo. I showed you the plane left. They left on September 10th. It then laid over in Wilmington, Delaware, and departed back for Cairo on the 11th. I am telling you that when that plane left, okay, those people were mysteriously missing from that plane, okay? What's going on here? Why are Egyptian military subcontractors, what are Egyptian military subcontractors doing in the middle of Provo, Utah on the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated? Great. Again, I am saying as a fact, Kash Patel, please feel free to dispute this. I almost demand that you dispute it. I think you must. You've been saying everybody's conspiracy theorists. These conspiracies are dangerous. Thinking is dangerous. Aircraft in Utah for any routine servicing, okay? Rather extraordinarily, this person told me they're on some discreet mission. So discreet that this individual was scared for their life to present this information, but felt compelled to present it because they, too, were horrified, like the rest of the world. Again, the mistake that was made here was putting their transponder. Why can't we see more data happening on this plane, right, being collected from this plane? So obviously, this couple, Derek and Shalane Maxfield, were feeling the heat, and they issued a statement the following day, sometime in the afternoon, about 3 o'clock on September 11th.
Oh, my screen showing the
window?
window?
Said that contrary...
Yeah, that's cool. Y'all don't want to see the window? The window been showing. I know the screen showing the window. Shit, I ain't got no bullshit up here, you know what I'm saying? I checked the web browser out.
A lot of the online conspiracies that were taking shape. The plane was...
Titanium, who the fuck you calling a loser? Who the fuck are you calling a loser, dude? Titanium? And shit.
Empty when it departed Provo en route to Arizona, where he and some of his friends were picked up and they returned home to Provo. Okay, some people thought, did they pick up like Turning Point USA people and return back? We don't know at all, actually, who was on that flight manifest. In theory, it's not really our business, but of course, given this high-profile assassination, it feels like everything should be our business. Anyways, here's what he said specifically. I'm going to read his statement in its entirety for good measure. He wrote, Shalane and I join our community, our state, and our nation in mourning the death of Charlie Kirk, and we pray for his family and loved ones during this difficult and tragic time. His death and the way that it occurred was both horrifying and senseless. We pray that the extensive efforts by law enforcement to locate Mr. Kirk's killer will be swift and successful. No, it has not been. As often happens, unfortunately, in the wake of such terrifying and public events, a variety of baseless theories and suspicions around Mr. Kirk's murder immediately took hold on social media, including one that has unfairly impacted our family. To set the record straight, we provide the following facts. Yesterday at 1:20 p.m. Mountain Time, a private aircraft owned by one of our companies with the tail number N888KG departed the Provo Airport for Page, Arizona. Pursuant to a pre-scheduled flight plan, occupants at takeoff included 2 pilots and no passengers. That tail number arrived at Page, Arizona Airport at approximately 1:55 p.m. Mountain Time. At 12:55 p.m. local time, upon arrival, Derek Maxfield, boarded that plane along with 7 additional passengers for the return trip to Provo. We departed that PGA airport in Arizona at approximately 1:40 and arrived at PDU at approximately 3:15 p.m. Mountain Time. Radar services with air traffic control were terminated in mutual agreement between Denver FAA Center and N888KG, approximately 10 miles from landing at PGA, which is consistent with generally accepted standard practice when flying in and out of non-towered airports like PGA. N888KG pilots followed all FAA requirements and protocols, tower directions, and the predetermined flight plan. This round trip was made at my request and solely for my purposes. Any suggestion that the flights by N888KG yesterday are in any way connected to the tragic shooting of Mr. Kirk is inaccurate, false, and without any credible basis of any kind. To our knowledge, no one associated with yesterday's flight by N888KG has been contacted by law enforcement for any reason. Then they just say, we ask that you just focus on bringing the people, bring Charlie Kirk to justice, the murder of Charlie Kirk, finding some justice in that. Okay, so a couple of interesting things. He admits that something like the services were terminated, but in compliance with law, so they didn't break the law when they did that at all. And what I can tell you is that I had a flurry of pilots that were working on getting details on that flight manifest, confirming its landing, etc. A little bit weird. They were saying that it was unusual, that stuff that was pretty standard protocol, the feds seem to be guarding. Very strange. Now, I'm not saying this to implicate Derek Maxfield or Shalane Maxfield at all. In fact, that's why I wanted to read their statement in their entirety. But I am telling you, the feds were guarding this.
Bro, when I tell y'all I'm in the woods, right now I'm currently in a neighborhood. I'm not isolated. I'm on Wi-Fi, dude. I'm in a neighborhood, but the area would be considered the woods.
Regarding the Dairy Queen, it was weird. Even airport personnel had been instructed to lie, actually. The situation was therefore not routine, and if you haven't caught on, I'm not really here for all of these extraordinary anomalies that just keep happening, right? Information is power. We want the information so we can dispel the rumor. I don't see any reason, by the way, Derek and Shalane, if you want to reach out to me and tell me personally who was on the manifest, and I can just say, I actually haven't offered you that until this moment, I would be glad to dispel all the rumors and innuendo. If the feds are telling the airport to lie for some reason, there was one person who said they were supposed to land at Millionaire FBO, but then suddenly they shifted to another FBO and things were weird. I would be happy to clear up everything for you in a way that makes sense, and it could genuinely be because the government is so inefficient. Major point that I want to make here is that anomaly that has happened is this kind of foreign angle. Right away, they just got out in front of it and were like, there's nothing to see here. And we discovered, and I broke the story, that there was actually a third plane, which I found to be quite odd. I reported on it, and the Zionists immediately seemed, to me, too panicked, right? They issued what I describe as a false debunking regarding the point that I was making. What they do in circumstances like that is when you say something that's really big, they focus on something really small and inconsequential, like an error that you made, and I did make, in terms of time zones. And they go, oh, well, this has been debunked, right? It's been completely debunked. You saw this in the Brigitte case. She started going after people for defamation, not people that wasn't attacking them for the substance of the claim that you were born male, because she was, but rather she goes off after them, like she's going after me, for saying, oh, well, actually, you're saying that I stole my sister's ID, and that's a crime, so I'm going to sue you for that. And then the media runs with it and says, oh, this has been debunked. Nothing is being debunked. Getting into this rather hilarious story, irrespective of whether or not you personally support the nation of Israel or not, I most certainly do not. You've got to admit that the public representatives of Israel, that have platforms, are insane. I'm talking clinically insane, need to be shipped off to rehab for a couple of weeks, Malibu.
Alright, y'all double tap the screen for me, share the live out, man. We are 25 likes away from the next like goal and 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal. We trying to hit 41K, man.
Maybe get you next to the sea or something. Have come undone. They've never actually really been done on the topic of Tucker Carlson or myself, but this is exceptional. Backstory here is that Tucker Carlson, in case you missed it, hosted Nick Fuentes on his show. And to be clear, I've hosted Nick Fuentes on my show. I don't like Nick Fuentes, and truly not because of anything he said in the past, because how he treated me and my team and how he lied on me after it. So I actually am judging him based on my experience with him. Okay, I don't really believe in cancel culture, and it was why I platformed him in the first place. He said something when he was 18 and went through the gamut that I went through, that Tucker's going through right now. You know, I'm a 36-year-old adult, and I'm equipped to handle that. Not so fair for an 18-year-old kid to go through that. I've been clear about that, and that person should get a second chance to explain their story. So Tucker invited him on to have a conversation, and this has led to people insisting that Tucker Carlson gets canceled from all Turning Point future events. Now, why are they saying he should be canceled? Well, because it's so dangerous that he platformed Nick Fuentes, who has said terrible things online, and Nick Fuentes has been adversarial to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk didn't like Nick Fuentes, so why is Tucker Carlson speaking to him? Like, that's their logic.
Y'all think, they say you just got 7,000, Buster. Do y'all think Nick Fuentes needs a girlfriend, though? Do y'all think he needs a girlfriend?
I spoke to him. I don't like Nick Fuentes. I speak to people I don't like to the whole time, actually. It's a good thing to do. You should get out and speak to people who you disagree with, people who you dislike. It's okay to dislike people. It's not okay to demand that other people be canceled for hosting them and having a conversation with them, or maybe liking the person. Maybe people want to listen to him. Anyways, this led to Josh Hammer, who is our resident psycho, who really does look like that. Like, that's not AI, okay? That's not AI. He wrote an op-ed in the Daily Mail, which they actually published, calling for Tucker Carlson to be neutralized. Yeah, this is him, the guy who mysteriously calls for public executions the night before, and then he always backtracks and goes, hey, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant when I said that. He actually published this op-ed, says Tucker Carlson
What's up, ladies?
Low with this heinous betrayal of my friend Charlie Kirk, who is surely now rolling in his grave. Yes, you're right. Is this the same Josh Hammer you're thinking, who lied about Charlie's views on Israel changing, even though he was on the text message chain? He lied over and over and over again, plus tried to sell his book. Is he actually writing an op-ed claiming that it is Tucker Carlson who is apparently heinous? Yes, he's doing that. This is a direct quote from that op-ed. He wrote, "This looks like a war on MAGA and the modern American right. If this looks like a war on MAGA and the modern American right, that's because that is exactly what it is. Carlson and his clan had declared their jihad, not on the woke forces of civilizational arson on the addle-brained left, but on the forces of civilizational sanity on the MAGA right. They hope to burn down MAGA and build a neo-pagan, anti-Western, anti-biblical movement in its stead. The fox is now comfortably ensconced in the henhouse, and unless the fox is neutralized, the victim could be the entire extant GOP coalition itself." He actually wrote that. He published that. And it's just incredible, because you will notice this thing, that all of the people who are now saying that they represent the MAGA movement weren't in it. They are literally people that were the Never Trump movement in 2015. None of them. They're like, we've infiltrated MAGA, and now we're going to tell you how to turn it into the losing movement that we all represented. Here's how you do it. Censorship, right? We infiltrated MAGA. We hated Trump forever. In fact, these people were all pro-DeSantis, even when Trump was up against Ron DeSantis, okay? They were against Trump. They've held the line in hating Trump forever. And now that Trump is inevitable, meaning he's in office and there's nothing they can do about it and he's not going to be reelected, they're pretending that they support Trump and that they're super MAGA by demanding that MAGA cancels Tucker Carlson, who is adored and loved by the MAGA base, of course. If you think it can't get any more ridiculous, you got to check out this very real tweet from the Stop Anti-Semitism hysterical account. That account awarded me last year the top anti-Semite of the year. Thank you for all of you who voted and made sure that I won that. They actually didn't give me any award, which feels pretty cheap to me. Please don't put me on your account for saying cheap. I'm sure that's not good. Anyways, Stop Anti-Semitism actually tweeted this. CNN platforming Anna Kasparian. Turning Point USA refusing to cut Tucker Carlson. This is how the Holocaust started. Jew hatred normalized.
What's up, Carlos?
I don't know. Is that actually how the Holocaust started? I'm asking for a friend. Maybe I need to be re-educated here. Is that what happened? Since someone like Tucker Carlson just had a conversation with someone that he disagrees with, Anna Kasparian went on to like CNN, and that was it. Then there was a Holocaust, and it has to be stopped. I mean, it's not even good. The level of emotional manipulation here isn't even good. It's obviously funny. You should laugh because it's hilarious. They're not.
Right now, Kate's, man, I'm traveling, but we're gonna try to keep the same schedule, man. Between 9 and 10 at night, and I'm gonna try to keep the morning streams going too. But we still on the regular schedule for as far as I know. I'm just kind of out of town right now, moving around. So I gotta be able to. I gotta stream when I have time. So we got a little bit left for this stream, then we're gonna get up out of here, and I'll be back tomorrow.
Were we convinced by this before? Probably. Maybe we all thought every time you mentioned the Holocaust, you go, I must do my part to make sure it doesn't happen. But to hear them say this in this ridiculous and absurd manner, we have to recognize this has always been a manipulation tactic. That's exactly what it is. They are trying to manipulate us to censor people, and we're not going to do it. Anyways, Seth Dillon, another resident psycho on X, who pretended once upon a time that he was like a funny guy just telling jokes, went on to Piers Morgan and decided to put Dave Smith, who I love, through a struggle session explaining why. And yes, this is the same Seth Dillon at that notorious Hamptons summit who I told you pressed Charlie, and a couple of weeks before he died was horrific to Charlie, made Charlie feel as if he was suddenly sitting down and being told that his viewpoints had changed and it was unacceptable. It was a total peer pressure event, or wound up being that in large part thanks to Seth Dillon, who was leading the pack on questioning Charlie.
We can do a panel tomorrow, JP.
Anyways, he has the audacity to put Dave Smith through a struggle session discussing this interview. Let's watch a clip of it.
I think that it would have been a responsible thing and a good thing for the conservative movement if someone as prominent as Tucker, with as large of audiences he has, if he was standing in the way of Nick Fuentes becoming more mainstream. I think that would be a good thing for everybody. And I'm disappointed that it didn't come to cut. But he's free to do whatever he wants to do.
Okay,
I'm free to criticize him for not handling the interview the way that I think it should have been responsibly handled. I think it was extremely irresponsible.
Okay. Certainly you're free to criticize them. You know, I would say that for all the people, by the way, who are so upset that Candace and Nick Fuentes have become so huge, honestly, dude, talking to guys like you have no one but yourself to blame for that. It's all over the Israel issue, man. And the reason why they got so much support behind them is because they were against this destruction of Gaza. It was just like the most just horrible, inexcusable thing ever. But
I mean, that's a fact. It was low-hanging morality. Hey, I'm against killing children. They tried to put all of us through. How dare you, Candace, you're an anti-Semite for saying or not looking the other way because they're Palestinians. And I guess I'm supposed to think that their life is not worth as much as an Israeli life. Like one Israeli life is equivalent to 1,000 Palestinian children or something. And I rejected that. And I've been pretty principled across the board on all matters. And that is why I think my audience grew. Certainly didn't grow because I was telling other people they had to shut up. Cancel culture, I don't care. I got into got into it with Nick Fuentes, never once said, cancel him, take him off Twitter, someone needs to do this. If I feel that my ideas are better than something or someone, if I feel that my ideas are valid, I'll see you in the free markets. But these people can't win in the free markets, so now they're demanding censorship. And it's going to get, by the way, a lot worse than this starting point. We'll get into that in a little bit. But first, I want to let you watch this second clip of what Seth Dillon, who clearly does not have a soul after waiting to Charlie, clearly is trying to pretend that he's Charlie's friend and now trying to use Charlie's legacy by pretending that somehow Tucker Carlson is not a true friend to Charlie because Charlie didn't like Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson spoke to him. This is a psychological operation. These people are nutty. Take a listen.
I know what Dave thinks about Tucker essentially calling Charlie Kirk a heretic by saying that anybody who's a Christian Zionist is a heretic. I mean, that was Charlie Kirk, was it not?
Okay, but I mean, I think obviously he's speaking about evangelical Christians in general and saying that this violates the Bible, like to make it about Charlie Kirk.
And that's a circle that really Charlie Kirk fits inside. It applies to him.
Okay, but so he's criticizing a view that Charlie Kirk had. Yeah, I disagreed with Charlie on that too. So what's your point?
He said he hates those people more than he said he hates those.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
What up, Dorsey?
Hey man, happy Halloween, plug.
Yeah, Halloween tomorrow. But how you feel about tonight's episode? Appreciate you.
Hey man, when haven't never been America first? We've always been first. We've always cared about only Americans. So since when we felt like other people are ahead of us?
I don't know. It feel like
we've
been sold out, man. Candace talking about it was some Egyptian military planes over there, man. They said they were military contractors was out there.
Well, yeah, bro. Like I said, man, check this out. Hires mercenaries like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? We get people to do our dirty work for us. That's why we head of the UN. So, United States always puts its own self-interest first. And that's just the way it was from the beginning of time. The beginning of this country being established. When we went over into the Tennessee Valley, Ohio Valley, and Mississippi Valley and took the damn Indians' land, we didn't give a shit about if them people had been there for thousands of years. We said, what? America first. So I don't see where people think that this is some new concept. We've always thought of our own self-interest first. We don't give a shit about nobody else. Dorsey, that's why Dorsey don't really buy into all that liberal shit. It's a bunch of bullshit. We've always wanted our self-interest. We've always drugs. We didn't give a shit about Bolivia, Colombia. We wanted that cocaine. What? America got the cocaine. When we want the fentanyl, we got the fentanyl. Now all of a sudden, we like, oh, well, we don't want it no more. Now guess what? We blaming other people for our own addictions. Then, and then Candace is, I don't know what happened, but she opened her eyes. She see this shit for what it really is. And that's it. I mean, I don't know if it took the death of her friend, Charlie Kirk. I said, she milking it for all the world, but now she has turned onto some new shit, ain't she?
I mean, she's still on that Charlie Kirk shit, but she just steady uncovering information.
Right. So she's trying to wake up people and saying, look, they don't give a shit about you broke motherfuckers. They never did, bro. And that's just the way it is. The rich keep getting richer, and the poor, oh well, y'all dying off. Shit. That's just the way it is. And come on, when the people food stamps, oh man, when that shit hit the fan, Dorsey gonna be on the side laughing with a turkey sandwich in his hand. Got my shit already. I ain't even wait. Yeah. They already got security guards at all the grocery stores now. And then I think Walmart is telling niggas they need to order online and pay for their groceries, and niggas will come out with their shopping cart.
Yeah, they said that wasn't true. Walmart said that ain't true. That was
Oh, that ain't true, huh?
Yeah, Walmart said they wish you niggas would try.
Man, and what you gonna do? You only got so many bullets. What you gonna do?
Shit, it's only gonna take 2 or 3 more. It's only gonna take 2 or 3 motherfuckers to get blue there.
Shit. I mean, look. Now this just Dorsey. You know I'm crazy, right? You don't remember that shit? Night of the Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, whatever that bullshit show was. Remember that one that everybody was crazy about a few years ago? Hell and all them other people, zombies. You know, it was all about niggas being zombies. Walking Dead. That's it. My bad. You remember that show, The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Who you think The Walking Dead was? Broke niggas. If you look at the zombies, they wearing jerseys, they wearing hoochie outfits, they wearing all kind of shit, right? Like normal ass people. And everybody who had the motherfucking authority was the motherfuckers who lived outside the city and who had access to guns. You see where I'm coming from? So even the people in the suburbs turned to zombies because, you know, they was only two checks away from being broke anyway. So that's who the zombies were. That was the zombies. People don't understand that. The consumers. Let me ask you, what's the difference between a customer and a consumer?
Hell no.
Okay, when we used to be customers, see, the word customer comes from the word custom. And we used to buy stuff here in America when it was first established. We didn't have no industry. So we used to have to get everything through customs. Then we became customers because we purchased things from overseas. Then we became independent and we started having our own stuff. Still brought stuff in from overseas. Basically, our money was that way that everybody wanted to placate to us. That's why they came up with the term, the customer's always right. Then they started saying consumers. Y'all will take whatever the fuck we give you. Eat whatever it is. You see where I'm coming from? Consume. So that's what they're saying, that we'll devour anything that they get, we'll eat anything they feed us. Whether it be inferior food, inferior drugs, inferior cars. We know that our cars ain't up to the standards of everybody else. Even Kias now are better than Chevrolet. Ain't that a bitch? I remember back when Hyundai first came out, man, niggas was like, nigga, I don't want that bullshit. Now niggas proud to be in a Hyundai. You see where I'm coming from? So, like I said, man, America's always, but see what's happening is the elites, they not even American no more. They international. The elites don't give a fuck about us. You know, they got the robots. Hey man, they got the AI and the robots. They just on the cusp of introducing that shit. Like you said, by next year there ain't gonna be no checkout people, right? You're gonna throw your shit in the cart and it's gonna be already added up, and then you're gonna swipe the thing before you leave. If you don't, the wheel is gonna lock up. Dorsey got a backpack, so Dorsey ain't worried about that. They're fixing your house, huh? Look. Oh, you still out there in the country, huh?
Yeah, hold on, keep talking, I'm coming right back.
Okay, so like I'm saying to y'all better wake up. You know, they telling y'all, hey man, Christmas is canceled. The Christmas is only canceled if you broke. Y'all depended on the government to take care of y'all, and now the government ain't there for you. Now you're mad. It was never there for you. You know, they only gave you this shit to keep you placated, keep you happy. Give a fuck whether you happy or not. They go from prison. All ain't immune to that shit. They go to France. Germany kind of cool, because Germany, like, we ain't hearing that. Most of the Western European countries, except for, you know, like Norway, Scandinavia, Sweden, America-type countries, where the consumer is all they care about, yeah, man, y'all finna feel the wrath, man. It's gonna be poverty. Sorry, that's just the way it is. And then Israel is the main consumer now, but they eating up all our money. Funny how they can get free health care, get fed, American tax dollars money. Y'all feed Israel. That's the whole point right there. Israel getting the food stamp. Argentina getting the food stamp.
They say.
So y'all gonna go?
They say only 30% of food stamp recipients are American citizens. Are born, I guess.
30%.
Yeah, only 30% of American-born citizens are getting, allegedly, are getting food stamps.
I mean, who put out that poll? Who put out that statistic?
I was just looking at it earlier. It's going viral right now. That's the topic of the day. I was going to talk about it, but shit, I got on here a little late.
Okay. Well, understand.
I guess that's the Republican talking. That's the Republican talking. I don't know if it's. I'm assuming it's the Republican talking point. I'm assuming. I don't know. I seen Republican people posting it.
So to me, that's a crock of shit. You know, the reason why is when this welfare shit kicked off, that was what the battle against war on poverty, right? That was introduced by Lyndon B. Johnson. So more white people was on food stamps when the program first started. More white people was on Section 8. The food stamp program started, okay? And through all these years, white folks been on the food stamp. Trailer park people. Coming from people who got to stay in black neighborhoods because they can't afford to move out. Single mom, white single mom, Mexican single mom, black single mom, Indians. Remember the American Indians on welfare too. So them talking about 30%, that's damn right. So I would believe 40% of the people on food stamps is not from America. But you trying to tell me that 70% of the population in the U.S. is on food stamps? That makes no damn, mathematically, that makes no damn sense. Because, first of all, I know for a fact, an immigrant got a motherfucker go through the county in order to get the damn food stamps. And they not eligible. I don't see nobody coming in there. Now, I do see a lot of Chinese for some reason. They going through and getting their citizenship because I've seen a lot of Chinese who don't even speak no English down at the welfare office applying for food stamps. And then when I go to SK, which is right over here in the west side, influential side of town, yeah, that's what I'm trying to get. Hey man, I see all kind of Middle Easterners, Indians, whatever coming through here with EBT cards. He don't have no money. He have plastic. I'll be like, okay. I know what it looks like. It's a little brown card. See them putting it back in their wallets and shit. They be stocked up on the groceries. So, you know, my whole thing is these people applied to be here anyway, so they gave them the right shit. People be up here talking about this make-believe shit. How can they? My whole thing is if Donald Trump and everybody cut off all the funding for all this aid and shit to these people, how the hell they still getting food stamps and shit? Because I know the states ain't doing it no more.
Said text my phone.
What's wrong? Republicans always, because see, my whole thing is if the Republicans really gave a damn, they would have came with a separate bill and passed that so that nobody would go hungry. But what they want to do is talk to the Democrats about signing the bill and we'll talk about it later. No, nigga, y'all tricked us on that shit last time.
Shit, they like
Democrats like, we ain't following you.
Yeah, but they just want to extend it for a year. The Republicans want to extend it for a year. What's going on? The Democrats want a long-term solution, allegedly. The Republicans not really just rushing because of the Epstein files and because I believe if it is at 41 days, after so many days, Trump can put in them permanent Doge cuts that he been trying to put in.
Right. You see what I'm saying? So they know some of the loopholes. And I know everybody mad at them, but hey, man, if they don't stand their ground now, they never gonna be elected ever again. Because everybody gonna be like, hey, man, you didn't protect us, you didn't do shit for us. So what's the point in having y'all?
Yeah.
What about Democrats?
Right, seeing 1.3 billion in tariffs, but they cutting food stamps.
Yeah. My whole thing is, look, they don't even care about the children. One, I saw your little things you do, right? You be seeing me in the comments, right? Man, they told them people, regardless whether you like it or not, we teaching your kids about homosexuality.
Fact.
What they said?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You have no choice as a parent. But if you try to say, hey, we have Bible study in the school, what they gonna tell you?
No.
I tell you, hell no. See, that's the whole thing. Neither one gives a damn about us. So why would y'all go out there and vote for either one? I say don't vote at all. Shit. Send a message to the Democrats and send a message to the Republicans. Because ain't nobody going to come up with no third party. We know they ain't never. Too lazy. So just don't vote no more. Show them that we don't give a fuck no more. Just show them. Show them like y'all don't give a fuck about us. Why we going to put you in Congress when you ain't going to do shit for us? They go for Democrats. Put your ass in Congress when you ain't going to do shit for us. That goes for the Republicans. Billions of dollars to every fucking country in the world, but you ain't even giving a shit about the people in Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, the poorest of, the states that's the poorest now. I can see if the state, they would tell each state, well, hey man, y'all got to take care of your own people. But the people who need it the most, they not giving a shit about. They don't give a fuck about the LMA clamping. Give a shit about y'all no more. And that's real shit. Think about all them federal employees that got fired, right? And they said that most of them, the DEIs weren't basically black. It was mostly women. What's the other one? Veterans. One of the handicapped. All those who they gave federal jobs to. And then they kicked them loose. They even came. They probably was like, damn, at least we got the little EBT card. Now they ain't even got that plug. You see where I'm coming from? So, I mean, that's just the way I see things. It is what it is. But see, Dorsey don't play fair. Saying to y'all, hey man, don't go in them goddamn grocery stores stealing. They gonna have security and everything following y'all around. But go to Dollar General, Dollar Tree. They only have 2-3 employees. They can't grab nobody. Cause then if they chase after you, nigga hit the register. See, make their ass. Have somebody. See, what y'all do is y'all go as a team. Have 2 people get in the fight in the back. When they rushing to break up the fight, everybody hit that shit and run out the stove. If y'all want to know how to do this shit, man, call Dorsey. I'll tell you how to do this shit.
All right, Dorsey. Well, I'm finna take this next call because we finna get up out of here. I
Yeah,
appreciate
nigga, they
you.
call me Robin Hood, nigga, because I be robbing in the hood. You goddamn right, nigga.
All right, dude.
Dorsey ain't going hungry.
Call from
Top Cat.
accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
What it do, Top Cat? Oh shit, Top Cat hung up. Damn. Alright, chat. Well, I guess thought Top Cat was calling in. Who is it?
Please leave your message for
Shalom.
Oh, I think that nigga answered the phone.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, what it do?
Look.
Yeah, what it do?
What it do, man? Yeah. Yeah, can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, man, I was just trying to see, like, reiterate on what Dorsey was saying, because there was a part of this that I wasn't thinking about. I just been cruising around, not thinking about shit. Hold on a second, this fucking big ass airplane going over my shit. Told y'all I live next to a base.
Go ahead.
But I'm trying to figure out, man, like, so with them stopping the SNAP benefits and everything, how's that work with the schools? I didn't even think about that. That's a whole bunch of lunches and different things. They really finna just stop all the schools from having their SNAP benefits?
I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna work, Top Cat. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I was just listening to it, and I always think of stuff in a grown man's sense. Like, okay, yeah, I could do whatever, but when your kids are going to school and they get their free lunch, or now they call it SNAP or assisted lunch or whatever, what's gonna happen with that situation? So they're actually, because of them wanting to gang bang these donkeys and all these different shits they have up there, they're gonna make sure that the kids don't have something to eat at school. That kind of seems, like y'all are pressing the buttons a little bit too much on that end. I don't know if they're saying they still gonna get it, but they don't get SNAP benefits the other way. I don't know how it's going, but that just crossed my mind. I didn't know if you might have had some information on that.
Okay.
But I was going to speak on that Candace situation also, because Dorsey kind of wrapped it up on that, man. He was telling 100% truth. Everybody can get mad because us Cali motherfuckers be talking like we talk, but hey, shit, sometimes it's hard to accept the truth, and it's very hard to accept it from us blunt-ass people. We do talk fucked up, we straight to the point on shit. And just like he was saying, I'm straight to the point on that shit too. So most people know I already don't push to the side. I might vote, but I vote for the lesser of two evils if I do vote. It ain't never a point of me picking a party. But I seen some stuff that Candace was speaking on some different subjects earlier, not exactly the one that you were playing. And she impressed me on some of her research and stuff when she went into history and how she breaks some stuff down. She really impressed me. Even though her eyes look like them motherfuckers is migrating to the side of her head, that nigga, she be on her shit, you know what I mean? So she was talking about some Khazarian stuff, and then she was talking about, I guess, this guy that started the word anti-Semitism. Have you heard anything about that? How it started?
Nah, I ain't heard about it.
Well, I guess this dude in 1913, 1912 or 1913, and I heard about this guy before. His something Frank. I forgot his name. His last name is Frank, but he changed it. Like I tell y'all, just like the people over there do. He changed his name from Leftwitz or something to Frank, and he wound up being like
one of the head masons. Yes, a Jewish mason. Yeah, he wound up being one of the head masons somewhere here in California. I think it was in Atlanta, as a matter of fact. I think this was in Atlanta in 1912 or 1913, and he wound up getting accused of raping or graping this 13-year-old girl. And cutting it to a long story short, they tried to blame it on some black dudes. Like, they arrested 5 black dudes and questioned them and stuff, and this black janitor and stuff. But in the end, the evidence was just so overwhelming. They went after him, and the people that went after him, they came up with a name for him. This prosecutor or somebody that was giving up the information, and it just came out in the paper. They said he was an anti-Semite. Basically, I said, plug, you're an anti-Semite. The word had never been used in that manner. There had never been no situation from it, but that being used in that one court case is how we come up with the word anti-Semite. Well, this dude has been proven to be from the Franks, and he was basically marauding around being a Jewish person. This was all marauding. He wasn't none of this. He was his connection was back to France and back to Ukraine, and he had nothing to do with none of these different things. So that's where this anti-Semite word got splurged in the United States first, and then this is after this happening, them trying to protect them or protect this guy is how they came up with that. What is it, ACAP or whatever, the ALAN, whatever that the same ones that are training the FBI and whatnot, and training with the FBI, have a building right next to the FBI and whatnot, and are helping train FBI agents that are actually from another nation, or the Jewish nation that they call it. So that's where that came from, and she did a very in-depth study on that I saw on We Woke earlier, and it was astonishing how good she is at that. I mean, she was really good at the point of bringing the points of history. I know she got a whole crew, so whoever her crew is or whatever, they hit some very, very strong points on that. And seeing what we're going through now, and seeing what's happening with us now, like the flip-flop of everything. I mentioned this the other night when I said it's messed up, because people don't want to hear or acknowledge the things that are going on when the Great Depression hit, when all these different things hit. But I'm sorry, the world is going up in hands because these things are happening to them. As it's happened to other people, they just push through it, because we never had those advantages. People that look like me, yeah, this stuff is hitting how it's hitting, and the spoiled ones, the ones that didn't listen to their grandparents, the ones that didn't hear what their parents were saying, the ones, you're going to get hit hard by this. The ones that, when I said get off that tablet and come in here and let's show how we care about each other, let's start caring about each other, putting things together, working on credit with each other, and getting ourselves together, and grouping up and getting property, and being a family, being like what we should be. And you got pushed away. They were telling you, okay, McDonald's was a bad job, or feeding somebody, or being in the healthcare thing. You want to be an administrator. There's nothing wrong with wanting to move up, but when somebody tells you that taking care of another person or being somebody that feeds another person is a bad job, or it's not an honorable job, or it's only for broke people, or you'll never be a successful person. Every time that you put food into another person's mouth that isn't contaminated, and you're doing it for their health, you're doing one of the most responsible things that you can do on this earth. Every time that you put a Band-Aid or help somebody, or push somebody to become a better person, or help somebody do something that they might have as a disability or something, you're being one of the best people on this earth. Those marks are unmeasurable. So people can tell you about millions and trillions of dollars, but they can't tell you what's immeasurable, because they don't look at things and measure them that way. You want to improve people, you want to improve the environment. The only way to improve it by helping everything that's around you, making everything better, so the whole environment gets better. Basically, I see right now we're in a flip-flop. The people that's been in benefit this whole time are very scared, because they have leached and relied on something that was never truly there. all this stuff is less than 100 years old. Social Security, all these different things are 100, less than 100, 150 years old. All of them are younger than the
No,
Civil
straight
War.
up, Top Cat.
So
I gotta
after
get up
this,
out of here though. I definitely gotta get up
my
out of here.
bad.
We gonna come back tomorrow with a panel, but I for sure I'm like 15, 20 minutes late already.
I didn't know what you got going on, but hopefully
Nah,
somebody got something out of that, man.
Nah,
I'm just trying
you
to tell
cooked. You cooked. I just shit. I came on here because I ain't been live in a couple of days. You know, I've been dealing with getting that property together. So I was like, somebody asked me earlier when was I doing the show. So I just came on tonight to show face and let y'all know I'm okay and still being consistent. I just had some shit to do in real life.
you. And I'm glad you did, man. I'm glad you even said something about you being okay, because I was getting a little bit worried, like, shit, did something go down? Because shit been happening. But, yeah, man, go ahead and handle your business, and if hopefully somebody got something out of what I'm saying, man. We need to make each other better by being real people and get our heads off these screens and everything all the time, and to learn how to shake a hand and help the person across the street that's next to you. That's how you improve things. And that's 100 Club, man. Do your shit.
All right, man. I get with y'all tomorrow, man. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I'm finna end right now, Shell. I came on. We almost at an hour and a half. Y'all can catch the playbacks. No, I'm not tired. I just gotta travel. I gotta get up the road right quick, and then I got some things to take care of in the morning before I head back to Texas. And yeah, I don't want to let it get too late on me getting on this road. I don't want to get on the road too late and tired. I said I was going to leave at 9:20, but it's 9:40. I'm a little late. But I appreciate everybody for pulling up, man, and I will be back tomorrow. I do have videos dropping. Y'all be sure to catch the videos or just go catch a playback, man. We got some fire playbacks, man. Y'all go pick